Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Christine. A few years ago I made this scrappy string quilt and I wanted to add sashing to each block to really showcase it, and I wasn't too happy with how it turned out. I did the traditional way of adding the sashing in between my blocks, sewing those blocks together, and then sewing the rows together. I did the pinning in between to try to line them up as best as I could, and it just didn't turn out very well. There are some areas where it did and other areas that did not line up so well. So I know finished is better than perfect, but I found myself frustrated with that whole process of doing the sewing the rows together and just hope and sew that the sashing lines are going to line up. At another point, I was just sewing a quilt together that was just blocks. And when you sew blocks together, you have where your seams nest, and that helps lock in so that they line up. And I thought, when working on my dad's t-shirt quilt, I thought, well, what if I just make each block bigger by adding sashing and then adding a cornerstone? Then everything lines up and those seams nest. So whether you want to have just sashing strips, sashing and cornerstones, appliqué, fussy cut shapes, t-shirt squares, embroidery panels, or orphan blocks, wide sashing and cornerstones, or teeny tiny, or you just want to make your quilt bigger, please follow along and I'll show you an easy method to add sashing and cornerstones to your quilt. Here we go. Okay, so I have my 30 bonus pineapple blocks and I am going to add sashing and cornerstones to it. So if you'll notice the quilt behind me, my dad's t-shirt quilt, you'll notice on it, I did not do the cornerstones along the edges, and I wish I would have. But this quilt, besides it being from my dad's clothes, which I love, helps me when I am trying to figure out the math of how many cornerstones am I going to need and how many sashing strips am I going to need. So these, since I have 30, I'm doing 5 blocks across by 6 down. So my dad's is 5 across by 4 down. So I just replayed that video. My dad's quilt is 4 across by 4 down. So when I'm figuring, I just count how many there are and just add to it, if that makes sense. So what I figured for my 30 blocks, and with adding cornerstones on the outside parts as well, I think I'm going to need 42. And when I finish this, and I know for sure the numbers, I will add it in print on the video. But I have 42 cornerstones that I just made from the scrap fabric. They're 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And then my basic gray grunge, I have 71 of these. So, and I will also add that number if that is for sure the number that it is. Sometimes my math comes out weird, but I can always cut more or not use it. So these are 2.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches. The reason these are 8.5 inches is because my blocks are 8.5 inches. I always add to the bottom first, and then I add to the right. That's just what works for me. You do what works for you. I wanted to talk to you real quick about when you're ironing your sashing strips open. You can just totally open it up, press it with your fingers like you're playing a piano. I personally like to take an iron and, it's considered setting the seam. I just like it because it helps me reflatten my block. It heats this up, both the sashing strip and the block underneath. And it just, to me, it softens it up so that when I do go to open it up, it lays flatter. And it's a lot easier to make sure that that is straight. Now, I could go like this, and I used to do this when I first started quilting, and I would just go like this and open it up. And I found, I don't know if you can see that, but see right there, it's like it starts to bow. So I want to go ahead and straighten that back out again. And so I just run the iron over. A lot of times I'll lay up, you know, as many as I can get on my board, run the iron over, and then go back and, you know, let them cool just a little bit, and then go back, make sure that this is straight, that it's not being pushed out at all, and then come through with my iron to make sure that that's nice and flat. So that's just a little tip on, and wow, that was hot. So my next step is I'm going to take my 42 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch cornerstones, and I am going to sew them one to one of my sashing strips. Remember, these are 2.5 inches by 8.5 inches because that's my block. But whatever kind of block you have, just adjust whatever width you want for your sashing, and your cornerstone will match up with whatever width that sashing is. So if this is 2.5 inches, you want your cornerstone to be 2.5 by 2.5. If you have 2-inch sashing strips, then your cornerstone is going to be 2 inches by 2 inches. So I'm going to go through, and I have 42 cornerstones. So I am just going to sew one to the end of each sashing strip. And whenever I first start off on my first item that I'm sewing on, I always put my presser foot down, and I am already on the fabric to where when the needle first goes down, it's hitting the fabric. So I'm going to chain piece these through, but for the first one, I don't like to start off of the fabric because so many times the needle will push it down and into the feed dogs. It's a new needle, but sometimes that just happens. So for me, what I find is that I start on the fabric, I'll take a few stitches, and then I back stitch on this first one. Lining these up on here. I'm lining up on the corners, but I'm also making sure that they're straight going this way. And I'm just gonna chain piece these through. I am down to my last sashing strip, and I have 2 cornerstones remaining. That is what's supposed to happen, because there is going to be a point where one of your sashing strips will need to have 2 cornerstones on it, and that will be explained here in just a moment. And then I'm just going to grab one of my sashing strips that already has a cornerstone on it. So one of my strips here are going to have 2 cornerstones on it. When it comes to sewing the cornerstones on, I'm just going to grab a strip and grab a block and sew it on there. So what I'm going to do is, remember I said I always sew to the left, or sorry, to the bottom and then to the right. That's just what works for me. It's what I've been doing for a long time. So you do whatever works for you. So all I'm going to do is just flip this on over. Once I have a few stitches, that is when I come down to where these are going to nest. I am making sure that feels nested. This seam is up, the other seam is down. When I get close, that is when I check again to make sure that is still nested. And then I am also making sure that this bottom corner here is lined up as well. 'Cause a lot of times as you're sewing, that seems to scooch that way a little bit. So I'm just making sure that is lined up too and holding that with my finger. Once I've gone past that seam, I know that nest is good, then I continue on. Okay, so I have my blocks all ironed. And so you could see that at this point, they're just small blocks turned into bigger blocks. So basically, I'm just going to set out my first row. I am going to start pulling these and just putting them at the top because this is going to be the top row. This goes right here on the end. So my first step is I'm going to sew all the top ones on here. I'm just going to go ahead and do my next row. I'm going to do this all the way down, and on my last row, so say this was my last row, you don't have to worry about doing it on the bottom because it's already done. So that's it. Here we go. I hope you have enjoyed my Sashing and Cornerstones video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.